Hello, my name is Artem Axenov and I'm the Operations Manager here at Smarketing Lab. Today I'm here to talk to you about whoiswhere business data, also known as the first of the 4 R's in our B2B growth framework. Size matters. In New Zealand, there is a common misconception that there are 450 to 500,000 businesses nationwide. And this is a number that's often quoted in news and media outlets. And today I'm going to be breaking down why that number is a lie when it comes to your business. So 500,000 businesses, where does this number come from? This number comes from the number of companies that are registered in the company's registrar. So the first thing you need to know is not every company has to be registered in the registrar. They only have to be registered if they want to be a limited liability company or if they want to have a GST number. So every small business that doesn't even have 60 grand in turnover might not want to be registering for GST. So this is going to be your small at-home businesses, or it could be larger businesses as well. They might just not want a GST number, or they might not want to be registered as a limited liability company. So the first thing you need to know is 500,000 businesses doesn't even capture all the businesses in New Zealand. The second thing you need to know is that 500,000 businesses accounts for a lot, and I mean a lot, of property and family trusts. I think it's something on the order of 200, maybe 150 to 200,000 businesses are either a family trust or a property trust. And yes, they are technically a registered business, but they're not going to be buying from you. So when you talk about that number, you really have to cut it down by 2/3 already to give you a more exact figure of about 300,000 businesses that are more likely to be actually existing. The next thing you have to consider is that there are businesses which don't have any staff, which again is kind of a bit strange, and surely they can't buy from you if they don't have any staff. So how does that happen? Well, Harry has a business and he registers 3 companies for that business for whatever reason. Maybe he has 3 divisions and he wants to run things separately. And so you have 3 businesses, but it's really just one. It's Harry with his one business. So you have one proper business and then you have 2 businesses with 0 staff. I think it's roughly about 100,000 businesses like that. So after all of those vague maths, you have about 200, maybe a bit more than 200,000 businesses which are actually operating, actually have staff, and can actually buy your product or service. So you might be wondering, well, what percentage of these businesses are actually large? And what does large really mean in the context of a small country like New Zealand? So I'm going to give you a few rough figures just to give you an idea of what large really means. So the number of companies 100 plus in New Zealand is approximately 2,500. The number of companies with 50 or more staff is roughly 3,500. The number of companies 20 plus staff is roughly about 10 to 12,000, something like that. So when you consider that, you want to target large companies, you want to target corporates, and you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to go out and there's so many of them. Like, there's really not. Like, there's 2,500 companies with 100 plus employees. Like, if you go up to 1,000 plus employees, it gets even smaller than that. So New Zealand really is a country of small businesses. And that's the key thing you have to remember, that if you are coming into the market with grand expectations of selling your product to hundreds or potentially thousands of large companies, those large companies, yeah, you can sell to them, but they're going to have 20 plus staff, not 100 plus staff. And I'm also going to drop the ball here. If you're an IT company looking for seats, 100 plus seats is even smaller. So 100 plus seats is going to be less than 2,500 companies, because amongst those 2,500 companies, you've got companies like Fonterra, the Warehouse Group, the company that owns Farmers and Woodcools. So you've got a lot of companies that don't even have that many people at computer desks. So hopefully that hasn't broken your dreams too much, but I hope it did give you a better understanding of the breakdown of New Zealand businesses and the true size of the market. When they say New Zealand is a country of small businesses, they really mean it's a country of small businesses. So what do you do with this small market of large companies? You come to us, we tell you how many companies are actually in your target market, which might be a very small number. Usually it's about 1,000 or 2,000 businesses. And we really try to expand, especially on the number of staff, because a lot of people are like, give me 100 plus, and we're like, okay, there's 20 companies, what else do you want? Because we have minimum, requirements. We can help you with reaching out to these companies. So we've been doing it for 20 years. We've got a team of callers. We've got a team of great service delivery managers on our marketing side. And we have some really innovative approaches of how you can reach out to these companies, how you can stay in touch, how you can create content that's going to really capture their minds and imaginations and grab them from their Google search and transport them to your website and keep them there, really educate them and inspire them to take action to find out more about your products and services. So that was 2 ways. And finally, if you just want to have a chat, we can always have a marketing consult, just have a chat about who you want to target, what your product and service is, and what options you have. A lot of the time, because the market is small, you can afford to do some really cool things in order to reach out to these businesses. So get in touch with us today for a complete list of your right audience, which is the first step in the 4R B2B growth framework here at Smarketing Lab.